Welcome back to our kingdom here. It is so good to see you. Hey, I just did a Eat the Word reading and it was really beautiful and it was such a holy reading as well. So we are just going to expand on that a little bit. But then we're also just going to open it up to the whole collective again and see what we can bring out within our chakras here and how we need to work on unblocking ourselves, or maybe there's strategies that I can share between. It seems as if there's a habit that needs to be broken of how you speak to yourself. And the way that you speak to yourself is all that your brain knows. No one else speaks to your brain because you accept what they say and then you say it and repeat it back to yourself. So it all depends on what you're accepting. If you're accepting negativity, then your brain is only going to reproduce negativity. If you're willing to accept only what belongs to you and what you feel is right and how to control what you can accept in your area of control, your brain will do that. Your brain is trainable, sweetheart. It is able to be rewired, 111. It has the ability to move forward, not just to reproduce the energy, but to grow in itself as well. And we've been talking a lot about fixed mindsets, 1, 2, 3 here in this ascension, and growth mindsets this week. And it's fairly important because when you have this fixed mindset, it's like you're in hell. There's no way out. You don't know how to go, and all you feel is fear. But then we see the opposite side of the card there, and the growth, the room for everything that you never took accountability beforehand for. Spiritual awakening, ego death, getting rid of the trauma, the burdens, the boundaries that need to be placed. It's not easy, but it is very rewarding because you've been living in hell this whole time. And I don't want that for you. And I really don't want you to want it for yourself. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start off with this clarity deck. We're just going to get some sentences and see how the Lord wants to connect with you. And He's going to give us some things that you might say to yourself or someone has said to you, or the process of speaking differently to yourself. And then we're going to open up the chakra portals and see really what's going on. I love you so much. And I'm so sorry you're going through so much. I feel the heaviness. I feel the weight that needs to be lifted. I feel the grief. But grief really is just love that has nowhere to go, honey. And isn't love positive? Isn't love the most powerful feeling in the world? So why does it feel so heavy? It's because we don't know how to transmute it. We don't know how to convert it into something good. And that's where Jesus comes in. And the act to convert. The act to transmute. This one right here, Lord says. This one. What if you simply devoted this year to loving yourself more? What if? Now, I don't really like these what if statements. They come off as catastrophizing. What if this? Oh, but then what if that? And then what if this? And then, oh God, and then now you're 4 assumptions in to a feeling that you never even needed to feel beforehand. 333. However, what if was a positive feeling? Oh, what if I can never get over this grief? What if I can never get over them? What if I can never get over my past? Thank you, Lord. What if I can never get through? The opposite side of the card here, sweetheart. What if I could get through? What if I could love myself more? What if I could love myself the way that I know I am? What if I could see myself for the real me? What if I could be successful? The opportunity is there. It's just your choice, sweetheart, and how you are willing to move yourself in that direction. You are in control of your brain in the driver's seat. But this whole entire time, you've waited for someone else to do it for you, not knowing that you were the one in control. A lot of the time we are taught these behaviors because of how our parents were taught. And when our parents don't know better, then we don't know better. And all we hold is anger and resentment. 444, honey. And if they do not know how to love themselves either, how are they ever going to teach you how to love yourself? And if they can't love themselves, how are they going to love you when you are just a reflection of them and everything that they hate? So now that here comes to this reflection of where I've accepted my mother and my father's mindset. I took it as my own, damaging myself because my parents are damaged, my siblings are damaged, my whole family is damaged, however you want to take it. But no matter the amount of damage, whether it's this or this, wouldn't it still weigh you down? Wouldn't it still be damaging the rest of this? Wouldn't this rotten piece of fruit still eventually rot the rest of this? So what if you simply just began to love yourself? And then what if you took more time to devote to loving yourself? Because once you feel that love, 555, when things begin to shift, it's only going to accelerate in that same energy, and you will gain momentum and you will gain so much more. And then once you feel this, it's going to be like that roller coaster that you actually really enjoy. And you're going to want to continue to ride it and continue to ride it and continue to ride it, honey, because ascension and descension, it is up and down. Healing is not linear, but it still moves forward. Let's get one more. He's really encouraging you to look at self first and not the validation of anyone else. He really is challenging you to not make any impulsive decisions. What if you stopped and thought about this process before you decided? What if you took into consideration all angles of the consequences? What if you decided to have this vantage point and you were able to pick out the best way for you that you would not have taken the time to see beforehand if you acted out of emotion, if you acted out of self-harm behaviors and this negative mindset? There's a lot of critical thinking here, 7-11, that needs to take place. And that is a skill that needs to be learned, sweetheart, but it's just growing your brain. We have this one here. It's upside down. Don't be afraid to start over. You might really like your new story. Do you know how stories begin, sweetheart? The author. So what if you could simply write a story about loving yourself? What if you sat down tonight, took out a wide-rolled, college-rolled piece of paper, excuse me, I'm burping because the party's starting, and you sat down like you were going to be graded on a project, like God is going to be grading this brainstorming, okay? This is great shadow work, and it is going to help you evaluate everything about yourself. So take that page, and this is everything that I love about myself. I want you to take the back side of it. This is everything I don't love about myself. Thank you, Lord. And you're going to find that the back page is a lot harder than you think. Because you can sit there and feel like, no, I don't love myself. I don't love myself. But can you find me an actual reason why? Let's flip it back to the beginning. The front, the face, the value of what's on that piece of paper. What if I loved myself because I was willing to learn? What if I loved myself because I became adaptable to change? Flip it back to the backside now. I don't love myself because I've kept myself in a place for too long. I forgive me. I don't love myself because I allowed self-harm behaviors to take over my mindset. I forgive me. Let's go back to the front now. I'm going to set a goal that this book will bring more avenues for me to love myself than for me to not love myself. Because every reason I have to not love myself isn't even really mine to own. So can you imagine just being able to stay on the front page and say, Lord, I love myself because I saw this. Lord, I love myself because I was willing to start over. I was willing to take over the pen to this book was really to write this masterpiece because I am my own magician and I have my own creative powers within me that I'd really like to unlock. I would like to see all my potential, Lord, because I love my potential. On the backside, I don't love myself because I believed in someone else instead of making the decisions for myself. I forgive me. Turn it to the front. You know, it's just this back and forth, back and forth. This will help you practice duality, practice your 4D way of thinking, which will only open up your 5D, sweetheart, because when you accept Jesus, you also accept the Father. It's a 2-for-1 deal. So as you're stuck in this 3D present moment, you're not going to be able to see the fence, let alone the other side of it, because you're so burdened about the one area that you're stuck in. I love it so much. All right, let's do one more card here. One more card here, Lord. And starting over, sweetheart, is just death and rebirth. Some days it takes a lot of work just to be okay. 1111 was right there, sweetheart. Just to be okay. Lord, I'm setting the goal where just to be okay is an old memory. Some days I want to take a lot of work to just love myself, but at least I'm setting the intention to come back to me. At least I'm setting the potential. At least the hope is there to start over, to be devoted in myself, Lord. I have something to gain here, don't I? Bottom of the deck, let's see. Get honest with people about who you are, what you want, and how you expect to be treated. And how you expect to be treated. Standards only scare off people not meant for you. So the fear inside of you is your ego, the unclean spirit within you of flesh, of earth. It's time to have a conversation with yourself, sweetheart. And then it's time to have the conversation with the people in the 3D that they've continued to see. Oh man, I would have knocked my coffee over. I would have cried. Not really. I mean, probably. I mean, who am I kidding? But these 3D boundaries that need to be made, sweetheart, because you cannot heal in the place that made you sick. And I myself, too, have walked away from my family because God is truthful and consistent. We cannot heal in the place that we got sick. We will be rejected within our hometown, within our own family. Let's see what's going on here. I know your heart is blocked, sweetheart. Your heart is blocked big time. But when we're able to be in our heart chakra, right? Be in our heart chakra and to take into consideration that, you know what, there's another door here. There's another way out. And this is that growth mindset starting to take over, because when we're in that fixed mindset, you're just going to be stuck in that one place and you're going to say, okay, it's either this or that. And I'm stuck because neither way is going to work out. But this growth mindset is saying, no, let's take the opportunity. Let's go look. I'm not going to settle for this or that because I want all of the opportunities. I want to have that vantage point to see how I can move forward and to rescue myself out of here. It's beautiful. There's a lot of change, sweetheart. And it's like your heart is already changing. It's already improving its posture. And that's why your brain continues to talk. That's why these vibrations inside of you are being released. And you've felt them before because they're only intending to bring back the good vibes. If the bad vibes go out, the good vibes must come in, the opposite side of the paradigm, the inside and the outside, the sun and the moon to the star here. Okay, so let's see what's going on with our chakras. When that other door, the heart, can open, the feminine door, the Delet, the Empress, Psalm 119, the 3, what's going to happen is that it's going to open up to another 3. So you're gaining so much more than you actually think because your heart chakra is going to open and you're walking into this throat chakra portal, but really there's 2 more to go there. Your third eye and your crown. And it's all good from there, sweetheart. It's all the power of love, the Tropic of Cancer to rise you up above so you are risen just like him. And if he did it, you can do it too. Lord, let's see what else is going on with her. Well, it's that one. It's that one that he just wants to shove out of there like it's garbage. Toxic trash, I just heard. There's 2 of them. Let's see here. Oh my God. Look at that. Your third eye. We just talked about that. You're really truly seeing the inside and the outside as my earphone gets shot out. There's a lot of air running through me right now, y'all. It's a party in here. But there's all this gust, there's this revelation. He's trying to show you, look, I have so much to give you. When you decide to stop honoring everyone else, your parents, your generational traumas, I mean, look at that, and start servicing yourself, sweetheart. This is going to start blocking you in your sacral chakra. Our sacral is how I feel about myself. This holds all of our emotional and physical and sexual energies. It's of earth, and this is when we feel this neglect, that's when we need the validation, especially when our heart chakra is blocked, because that loving and belonging, the security and the stability is not there. So on the outside, you're just so tired, you're burnt. I'm not honoring myself. I don't feel like I'm going to be successful here. I keep having to deal with my parents and their mindset, and even grandparents there, you know. I mean, there's a recent death in the family, and I apologize for that. However, there's a recent death in the family. That's you. It's you. The old way that you felt about feel about yourself, the old way that you felt about yourself, to write the new story, to write the new story in your gifts, in your abundance, in your third eye, in your know, and everything that you know to be true, that this service did not service you. Wow, Lord, 1616, when I looked up, 2 towers there. Wow, the inside and the outside. Our towers is our mouth, our pay, in Psalm 119, and it's how we are able to reflect all of our energy, okay? And if we're being held down, our tower is produced in the Capricorn, the devil's image, and it's held down in low vibes there because it's death, it's evil, it's earth is dead, Revelations tells us so. But when we are able to transcend and transmute our own energy and choose our will within our growth mindset, it's going to open up completely. And your third eye is waiting there to just rip off the illusion of all of your nations inside of you, to show you the truth here, that they were never taught correctly to feel about themselves either. But you have the power, honey. You have the power to do so. I love it, because this is this 2 to 6. So there's a 4 in between here, honey. And that 4 is the heart chakra. So 2 by 2, he's restoring your whole spirit here. And when we see this rainbow, it's of the covenant. He wants you to love yourself, break away free. There's a flood coming, and no one else believed in Noah either. But here we are, to learn that you got to feel about yourself and to honor yourself, and you're only going to find more about yourself. And look at, we've been talking about those doors there that whole entire time. What's there? Is it the throat chakra or is it the crown chakra? Either way, you have the ability to move. This card we brought up, look at the throat chakra. Shut up, Lord. I never looked at the card. I was looking at you the whole time. And then I was like, you know what, we have to, I brought that out for a reason. And it's hard. It is so bittersweet. And it's not fair, honey, because they don't know what they're doing. They didn't know all of the damage that's been done that you now will be able to see, because the third eye is here. But it's going to be sweet because God chose you. You were strong enough to break these traumas. You were strong enough to say, you know what, I'm not going to be my parents' mindset anymore, especially if you're a mama. We talked about birth being traumatic. You want to heal yourself for your children, sweetheart. I decided to heal for my daughter because I could not imagine my daughter suffering the way I did and still do over letting go of my mother's pain. The way that my mother felt and treated herself, the way that she loved or did not love herself, everything that she has done to operate within herself, I learned. That's why I forgive my mother, because she didn't know what she was doing. Yet I'm still separated because I cannot heal in the place that I got sick. I love her very much, but I simply devoted the time to love myself more. And that's why it's bittersweet, because I am the only person who feels what I feel. I am the only person who's in charge of my area of control. My mother lost her area of control, and she tried to control mine. And then she lost me. And that's just another opportunity where God is truthful and consistent, because I am her firstborn, and now I am lost. But when I'm really found, it's amazing. Okay, so let's see here. Now we have that 4 to open up to that 5 within that 6 here. So 4, 5, 6. There's also that ascension there. That's absolutely beautiful. And it started off 2 by 2. So this magician splitting down is that magician and high priestess. Excuse me, the fool, the magician and high priestess. But then if you divide the magician one more time, that's an emperor. If you divide the high priestess one more time, that's your empress. the whole entire house within that Hierophant, because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in your pyramid, in your triangles, to see everything on both sides of the spectrum here, 4D to 5D and up above. I love it. So let's see, once you can block out this heart, let's see what's going to happen. What's going to take this sacral to move, Lord? The sacral it's polarizing towards the heart, but then it bounces back because that solar plexus chakra has not yet been activated because the throat hasn't come in yet. And they both need to come in at the same time. Let's see here. This third eye here to power it back, as above, so below, as within, without. And it's going to be able to transcend itself again back within the chirograph here. Let's see. Yeah, see, look at exactly what he's telling me. So I use yellow for air, swords. This is just changing your mindset, honey. When you're willing to change, become adaptable to change, willing to make yourself rescued, free from Egypt here, when you are able to say, you know what, I'm not going to be an emotional punching bag anymore, including myself, 2111. I'm going to turn things around. And then that photosynthesis of the heart is going to come in. And this is solar plexus chakra energy, sweetheart. He is just waiting on you to make the move. It's like he's brewed you and you're revved up here in your service in this sacral chakra. And you're like, you know what? I'm so fucking sick of this shit. I'm tired of this. I'm not dealing with this anymore. But then that's just that anger, that low vibes, when really, Lord, I'm tired. I'm so done with living for everyone else. I just want to live for myself. I just want to be free. I just want to enjoy. I just want to make moves for myself. I want my dreams to come true, not my parents' dreams, my parents' pain, any of this. You are the operator, sweetheart. You have the choice and you have the control. All you have to do is move forward. And when you move forward with all this potential energy, it's only going to open everything up all the way to your third eye. And then your crown is going to come. One more, Lord. Wow. 2211 is there. Look at that. Okay, there's 2 cards here. Let's just look at this first one. But it's an upside down 4. Your 4 wands, sweetheart, is upside down. The posture of your heart, 2222, 4 and 4. Shut up, Lord. The posture of your heart is upside down. And he just says, hey, I need to move it upright for you to gain everything. And the 4 of wands is security. It's stability. It's the solid foundation to your pyramid. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if those are upside down, your pyramid's going to be upside down. Okay. Also, this is your root chakra, and he's just trying to show you, look, you've got at least up to 4 generational traumas here that we need to clear out of your rotting stump. And that's 2 by 2, 2 feminine and 2 masculine, 2 paternal and grand paternal, 2 maternal and 2 grand maternal. See how that works? It's still 2 by 2. Let's see what's behind there. Look at that. It's still 2 by 2, but here comes that 6 of swords. We have 4 wands and 6 of swords here, honey. You just have to change that mindset away from what is not meant to be in your stump. Not meant to be in your stump at all, honey. And 6 also too is right here, that third eye. 6, 6. Might be seeing 66 a lot. We also have that Lovers energy. Your feminine and your masculine, and I'm going to choose myself over the world. I'm going to choose myself over my family, and it will be good. Bottom of the deck. Shut up. 9 of swords. Look at you. Have the ability. You have the ability. You have so much mental anxiety right now that you continue to gain, but if you just decide to change and let go and surrender, you'll have 6 of swords, so you can move away. Look at that. He's telling you so you can move away, ascend and descend, and you will gain your overall control from your root to your heart. That's beautiful. I also love this because this is 2 and then this is 3. Love it, love it, love it. Let's do one more. One more, he said. But he can't get to your heart right now, honey. Your earth is blocked. He can't cleanse your flood. He can't bring you to be balanced on land until you decide to sail away. I love it. We're going to get the last card on the bottom of the deck here, and then we're going to call it a reading. Here's your crown, honey. Here's your crown, and you're just so devastated by everything that they've put on you. Everything that they had to die to is now in your heart, in your cemetery on land here. And God's saying, look, I'm trying to open up your crown here, but the powers that be within you are too strong. And you're sitting there in your dead-ass cemetery. And you're like, oh God, the pressure is coming. The anxiety is here. I just can't move away. I just can't. And then guess what? The revelation's going to come. You are going to release, and your crown is going to open, and you're going to feel free. You're going to be able to set yourself away. Look at. Here's that 4, 5, 6, 7. I love it. Right under here too is you always have the power of one more as a magician that you are. Is it going to put you down that negative block where you can't continue to do anything because you're never going to move forward until you want to? Or are you going to do it positively and move yourself up and out to unblock this? And look at that. 2 of Cups is right there. Along with those 2 of Swords. Because you opened up your heart and now there's 7. 7 of Cups to reflect that 7th crown. And then look at that. Our solar plexus energy here. You're blocking all this abundance for you, sweetheart. And this is your family and the shit that they did. But look at, on the opposite side of the spectrum, you were strong enough to gather all that abundance that your family could never do. You have the capability. You are worthy. You are enough. And you are nothing like them because you are just like God on earth. He loves you. And I love you too. He loves you first. Wounds into light.